Guys, welcome back to another video. If you're new, my name is Jalen Marie, and if you are not new, thank you so much for clicking back. I'm so proud of the progress that I've made, and that is all because of you guys, so thank you so much. But today we're here with another college series video, and I'm going to be discussing my take on single dorm life tips. But before we get started, make sure you guys subscribe, comment down below if you are in college. Do you share a room or have a single room? And I want to hear all about your experience, any funny stories. Let's just have a conversation in the comments. Hit the post notification bell because your girl is trying to be more active more often, so make sure you guys hit that bell so you don't miss every time I post. And in the description box is all my social media platforms. I'm active on TikTok, Lemonade, Instagram. I have a Binnable account, so if you guys want to see what I buy, like things that are in my room, you guys can check that out. If you hit the link and purchase one through the link, I do earn a small commission, but it's not extra charge to you. And I have discount links for you guys for Bubble Skincare, and in case I have a cold, so you guys can use that and get you some discounts on some good items, because that's what they're there for you guys. So make sure you guys check all of that out, and make sure you stay tuned to the end of this video, and we're gonna go ahead and share like why I chose this lifestyle. So I chose to live in a single dorm because, one, I love content creation. I may not be up there as a content creator, but I knew that I wanted a space where I felt comfortable. Sometimes filming in front of other people, I'm not there yet to where it's super comfortable. I'm working on it, but I wasn't there yet. So I was like, I know I want a single dorm, for one, to film content. Two, because I know with the dorm, you know, either you have a good relationship with your roommate, you're comfortable with each other, you're not best friends, or you have a really bad one. And I just was like not ready to risk the fact that I may not like my roommate, or we may not like be best friends with each other, and we're tiptoeing around each other, or it's aggravating. I also don't want the I'm ready to go to bed and they're still up, so the light has to stay on. I have OCD. I'm very cleanly. I try to stay calm about it, but I knew I didn't want someone who wasn't as clean as me, who, you know, we have different priorities. Like if I'm in here trying to study and they're trying to sleep, you know, obviously their sleep wins over. But if they're like a napper and it's midday, you know, I wanted to avoid any of those type of conflicts. And also, you know, space-wise, I want a space where I'm comfortable. I'm blessed with this big back room as my bedroom area, and then I have a sink, and then I'm gonna film a dorm tour before the end of the semester, so stay tuned for that. I will do it, I promise. And then I have a front room area. This is like a mini motel, and because of all this place, I'm super blessed and thankful for it. And then I share a bathroom with a person in the other suite, so that's the only thing we share. And I just knew I was just the type of person I am. I'm quiet, sometimes closed off, and also just talking on the phone with my family and stuff. It's kind of weird if like it's 10 p.m. and I want to be loud on the phone with my sister and they want to go to sleep. You know, sleep prioritizes over that. So I don't want to always have to be outside my room either, just so they can have their own space. So those are just the main reasons I chose a single dorm. And then we're going to talk about what I expected versus reality. So it is quite literally everything I expected, except I know when I got here and I was looking at the floor plan, there's two types of rooms you can get staying in the dorm I'm in, and it's either where you just get one room or you get two. And I was looking at the floor plan for one, so I didn't expect to have this space. And when I got here and I saw that I had two rooms, a living area and a bedroom area, I was like, wow. So that's the only thing that was like a shocker and I didn't expect. But everything else is what I expected, you know. The quietness inside the room. I can't say much for outside in the room next to me, but the quietness inside of this room, and you know, having my own space to keep it tidy the way I like, having my own, you know, like I have all my food and cooking stuff in the front area, just having the space for that, having space for all my clothes and everything, like my hobbies. I'm able to film comfortably in my room without worrying about, oh, does this person want to be in the video? Like, I don't have to worry about that. And I also just enjoy playing my music out loud, talking to my family whenever I want, and staying up as late as I want. So if I want the light on, it's on. If I wake up early and I'm ready to get up, I can do that. You know, I don't have to be quiet and tiptoe in the morning. You know, I'm not loud because obviously there's people around me that are probably sleeping, but I'm living comfortably in here. So that's why I really am enjoying my single dorm life. I am going to talk about some of the cons later, but before we do that, we're going to talk about dorm setup and organization. I arranged my room for comfort and functionality. You know, I wanted it to be like, because I'm staying here from August to May, I want it to be very comfortable. I don't want to be like, oh, I can't wait till I get up out of here, which I am excited to go back home, but I still wanted this area to be nice and cozy. So like I said, I'm going to show you guys the areas in a different video, but I'm just going to briefly talk about them. In my front area, I have a study area where it is typically just where I study. I don't do anything else over there but study. So whether that's homework, sometimes I sit and do like computer content work out there, and then half of the stuff is for like food. So that corner is just food. I keep my drinks that are in the fridge over there. I have a little bookshelf where I keep some outdoor items like hats, umbrellas. I have plastic bags, and then I have books. I have a tall lamp, and then I have a chair. That chair is typically where I sit and relax. I also pray, get on my knees and pray in that chair, and it has a rug for my knees. So that's my area. And then I have a microwave and fridge that came with the room, so I keep my food and stuff in there. And then there's like keep my grocery cart out there. So that area, I do have somewhere to sit if I want to relax out there. That's usually somewhere I sit quick, like if I'm waiting before class, or if I just got back from class and I need 3 minutes to cool down from the hot Arizona sun. I will do that out there, as well as making meals and stuff happens out there, and prayer. Back here, I have my closet, hygiene, so everything extra I need is in here. Shoes, so this is like the get ready area. This is the desk I get ready at. I have a little organizer that has every skin product I need, hair, as well as some extra skincare. And then on top, I keep things that I use every morning. This is where I sit down. If you see my TikToks and a couple of my other college series videos, this is where I sit and get ready. I have a little mirror right here, my skincare headband, hair scarf, all that stuff sits here. So this is where I get ready, as well as the chair that's here. The ladder you see in the background is for I can get up to my bed, because I kept it high because I have a dresser under there where I keep my underclothes and stuff. And then also my suitcase and PR packages sit there. I have a little nightstand here, which is perfect height. I have a lamp, extension cord for all my chargers, and then I keep medicines, like backup medicines in here. And then I have my sink where I get ready at, but also do dishes, because it has a little like dish dryer there. So when I'm thinking about decorating, my main thing was comfort. So for like to make it seem like more of a room, I have this neon smiley face above me. It's pink, and then I have pink rugs, sage green chair with a pink pillow, and then I have like little greenery over this door, and then I have a full body mirror just to make it comfort and seem like a real home. Because you're gonna be here for so many months, you want it to be comfortable to where you are looking forward to coming here and you can unwind here. So as far as storage hacks, I have a bunch of, like, you know, if you go to Walmart or Target, you have like these 3-tier organizers. I have those. I have a small one back here that holds my hygiene, and one up there that holds all that stuff I told you about. I did get under the bed storage, but I really didn't need it. I'm minimalistic, so I really didn't need much. I knew that I was going to have to leave at the end of the semester, and I didn't want to cart too much, so I don't have a lot. I have everything I need, and that's it. And then the dorm did come with this desk, the countertop in the front, this nightstand, and the dresser, so I really didn't need a whole lot. I do have the little organizers, like, right there in the back, and I can't see it good, but it's like a little spinny organizer. It has like my chapstick, my lip glosses, toothbrush, face shavers, all that stuff. And then I have like little things in the front that hold different snacks and utensils and Stanley accessories. So it came with a lot of space, so I did get a few things to jazz it up, but that was really much it. And then as far as sitting tidy and organized, about every week I tried to do a dorm reset where I wipe down my surfaces, I clean my front room floor, I clean me and my sweetman's bathroom on the weekends, and I do my dishes, wipe down all the mirror surfaces, and then I disinfect doorknobs from outside, inside, all of that stuff. So I pretty much make sure every week I do a dorm reset, especially since final season is coming up. I'm probably not going to be doing it every week, but I want to occasionally make sure I'm keeping it clean. And as far as tidy, I'm a good person about, you know, when I'm done using something, put it up before moving on to the next. So I've never had the issue with why is everything sitting out. So, or if sometimes I will have days where I don't do that. I will just take like an hour or 30 minutes to just clean up the entire area. So I think it's all about having a schedule that works for you when you can clean. But I definitely think me doing all this has helped me I haven't got sick at all this semester, which I'm really thankful for. But I also think me tidying, like I even disinfect my bag every week. So I think that just has helped me, especially my mind, and physically stay well. So having a tidy space and being organized is definitely helpful, but do it on your schedule and don't burn yourself out while trying to do it. I'm going to give you guys the pros that I think living in a single dorm has. So for one, the privacy and the personal space. You don't have to worry about, changing in your room or whether or not you feel comfortable. Everything is yours and you have your own space. There's no roommate conflicts that I was talking about at the beginning. There's no, I want the light off, they want the light on, or there's, I want to have my friends over, but they don't want anyone in here today. I don't have to worry about any of that. I have the freedom of decorating as I please. Every decoration in here is because I want it in here and it serves me a purpose. I'm a pink girly, but I also love sage green, so I don't have to worry about they want blue and it's clashing. Everything goes together. It's quiet when I want it to be in my room, so if I want to play music, I play music. If I don't, I don't, and it's quiet. If I just want to hear my thoughts, I can hear my thoughts. And I'm also not hearing somebody else's TikTok videos while I'm scrolling on TikTok, so I don't have to wear headphones in here unless I choose to. I can have people over when I want to without asking. So my sister's coming to stay at the beginning of May, right before I leave, and I can do that without having to ask someone are you comfortable if my sister stays in here? Because she's going to bring an air mattress and it's going to take up space. I don't have to ask somebody to do that, and I also don't have to ask them to accommodate for my sister. Random hours. So random hours as in I wake up when I want, I go to bed when I want. I don't have to worry about whether I can turn on the light or turn off the light. If I want to nap pretty much all day or just lounge in my bed peacefully and not be bothered, I can do that. And then it's just overall peaceful. So I come here after class after a long day and I can get in my bed and just be left alone and relax. So I really do enjoy that aspect, which is what I want. And I can comfortably film my videos in here. And that was just the main thing for me, is because I really want to be a good content creator, especially now that I'm getting back into YouTube. I can do that without having to accommodate, when are you going to be gone because I need to sit down and film this video. I don't have to do that. So I think those are the pros of living in a single dorm. There definitely are more, and if you guys want more, let me know. So when thinking of cons, there weren't really a lot that I could think of, but I do have at least 3. So one of them is that sometimes it does definitely get lonely. There's not that forced interaction, so sometimes it does get lonely. I do enjoy being alone, so it's not as lonely as some people. But I think if you're that person, you always want to be around people, I wouldn't do this. But as someone who does like their alone time, and I would do it, but definitely as sometimes it does get a bit lonely. My next one is there's no built-in I am so sorry. There is no built-in social interactions like you have with the roommate. So there's no, oh, good morning, or oh, how were your classes when you walk in your room. There's no late night talks. So I miss my sister because she would just come in my room and we would talk at night. So there's none of that. So once again, this plays into it does get lonely. And then it's definitely more expensive to stay in a single. If price is your barrier, I would not do this. My dorm and food is covered by FAFSA, which is why I'm living in a single this semester. But it is more expensive. I think for me staying at ASU, it was only a couple extra dollars more expensive, so it wasn't too bad. But I know for other schools it can be horrendous, the price of staying in a single by yourself. So I would definitely check out the price, but it is definitely more expensive. So how I combat the cons of living in a single dorm about loneliness and no built-in social interactions is we're going to discuss how you need to stay social because you're living alone. So for me, the 3 things that I did is making friends that live in the same dorm unit as you. There's a lot of dorm events, and also ASU does it to where you have classes with the people you stay with. So like for your first semester here, you will have some classes with the people you stay with and take advantage of that. Get to know people, exchange numbers. I met this really amazing group of girls, not only girls but boys, and it was just really nice. We had this class together and we bonded over that class, and some other people from the class, even in the second semester, I still talk to, and we run into each other. We ask how are you doing and stuff like that. So that's really good. Clubs. I joined a club and randomly met someone who lives in the same state as me, and we're only 2 hours apart. What are the coincidences of that? But you have all these clubs and opportunities to meet people. I would go. It is sometimes awkward and hard to just put yourself out there, but once you do, you won't feel so alone. You'll meet great friends that you can hang out with outside the club, so you won't feel as lonely when you go back to your room. And also classes, making connections with classmates. I put that as a goal for this year, and I've already done that. And I have this really great friend, and we have like 2 classes together, and we'll be like, oh, what are you doing to study? We check in on each other, we talk about things that aren't related to the class. So those are just great ways. You're on a busy campus, there's lots of people, and there's always going to be someone there for you to talk to. It is sometimes hard to find those close bond relationships, but if you're taking advantage of all the situations you can go meet somebody, at the end you won't be as lonely. Your room will be a nice place to socially recharge your battery, and when you go out, you can lower your battery again, essentially. But there's a lot of places you can go to make friends. You just have to put yourself out there and go to those opportunities. Daily routines and productivity tips for someone living in a single dorm. So what the benefits of having a single dorm is that you come up with your own routine because you're not worrying about somebody else or trying to adjust with someone else. So for my morning routine, I get up. I'm a morning person, so anywhere between 7 and 8:30, I'm up. I'm starting my morning off, go to the bathroom, but then I'm going to pray. I do my Bible study and journal time. I do my hygiene, and then I get dressed, do my skincare, and then I'm pretty much out the door for the day. So I think having a routine definitely helps you stay, kind of motivated to not get in the lonely or depression rut because you're by yourself. My night routine is long. My night routine is the only thing I dread doing because it's so long and I just want to plop in the bed. But I still do it because it has benefits. I come back, I usually work out, I pray, shower. I have eye issues, so I need to do an eye mask and wash my eyelids. So I do that. Skincare, pajamas. And then after that, I pretty much whatever I feel like doing. Sometimes I'm watching YouTube. Sometimes I watch Disney Plus. Sometimes I do some Bible study. And sometimes I just read and go to bed. So I think definitely keep a routine while you're in here. Utilize the space you have. Make your routine homey. Make your routines excited, so whether you're starting your day or ending your day, you feel really good about it. So as far as staying productive, because you have your own space, it is up to you. There's no one gonna be in your room. Maybe you should put your phone down and say, no, there's none of that. It's up to you. So what I do is, since I have a front and a back room, I put my phone in another room. If you do just get one room by yourself, put your phone across the room and don't get up until it's time for a break. I would definitely do a to-do list, whether it's keeping an assignment tracker or writing your assignments down on paper or on your phone. Keep a to-do list so you can stay on task, and you want to change your environment. Just because you have a room by yourself doesn't mean you should be in it 24/7. There are probably a million spots across any campus you can go and sit, whether that's just outside, at a cafe, the library. There are plenty of places to go sit, and maybe take some time and make a goal and be like, I want to try 2 different spots this week. So make sure you're changing up your environment, and then take breaks. Something I struggled with last semester is not taking breaks and just getting all my work done. You burn out so quickly when you do that. So take breaks. If your phone's across the room on your break, get up and go get it. But make sure when that break is over, you put it right back down. And then one other thing I would say to stay productive is make sure you're keeping those routines, setting routines, schedule. So whether work around your class schedule, and then make sure you schedule in breaks. I think breaks are such a huge thing that people neglect. Your breaks don't have to be 3 hours, but even 15 minutes, give your brain a time to shut down from doing the extensive schoolwork, even if it's a small break. Next, we're about to talk about cooking and eating in a single dorm. So I actually get to do one more grocery haul this semester, and it's bittersweet because it's sad that it's coming to an end, but I'm super blessed that my mom gives me part of her food stamps that she gets, so I get a budget every month to order me some groceries. And since I have that front room, it's all for my space. It's really nice to just have room for everything. It is a mini fridge in the front, so it's smaller, but there is room to where if you wanted to buy a bigger fridge, you could. I just decided not to. So I have that space to keep some cold items, and then I have a countertop for snacks. I would say about living by yourself, I'm pretty sure this is about eating wherever you live, is you have to limit how often you eat. Because it's all there. You have free will, so if you want to eat it, you could, but it's not the best thing. I try to limit how often I eat in here, as far as if I go to Chick-fil-A or I go get some Asian food or Mexican, I could just bring it back in here. And I try not to do that, because if I'm doing Chick-fil-A, I will, because I'm like making sides in here. But as far as like bringing other food back, I try not to do it often because I don't want to just be stuck in here 24/7. I like to stay out at the dining halls or like the restaurants and stuff to just eat there and get a different change of scenery. So I think if you do that, it's okay to be in here. I'm not saying it's not, but I think if you give yourself balance, it won't be as bad as you may think it's gonna be. And then as far as I do snacks in here, I have this whole countertop. I'll show you guys in like when I'm giving you guys a tour, I will show you guys that. But it's nice to have all that space. You know, I can cook in here. I do simple meals. I actually did film a college series. It would have been posted before this, so make sure you guys go check that out for like more in detail stuff. But it's actually not bad. It is nice to where if I do want to eat in here, I'm just having a rough day and I want to be in here, it is really nice to just sit and relax in here and have that cozy homey feeling. So it is the next day. I didn't get to finish this video yesterday, so we're gonna pick up where we left off like no time has passed. So I'm going to talk about safety and security in my single dorm. So some things that I do is, well, one, some things that the school does is at the bottom of our dorm, there is night guards, like night security guards, you know, that type of thing. So we have people who sit there and, you know, while we're asleep, they just sit there. They come at a certain time and leave at a certain time, but they sit there and they watch over, make sure everything is safe. They take some walks around. So you have that at night. So it does feel really secure. Also, you can't get into any of the dorm areas unless you have a code or a pass for it. So like you have an ID, you scan, your ID has to have access to that dorm. So you can't just open a dorm just because you have access to any dorm. It has to be your dorm only. So anyone without a pass cannot get in unless someone just lets them in. But we try not to do that so we can ensure that everyone is feeling safe. As far as my role is, every night I go make sure my dorm is locked. So I open it, check the outside, and if it doesn't, you know, open it up, I'm safe, I'm good. And I do that every single night. I do it out of habit. If I get in bed and don't do it, I have to get up and go do it because I just like to make sure I'm safe and protecting myself on the inside. Locking my bathroom door. We have locks on the outside, so inside our room we can lock the door. So whenever I'm not in the bathroom, I make sure that is locked. I don't have any problems with my suite mate like that, so I'm fine, but I still would rather be safe than sorry. So I do make sure that door is locked just so no one's coming in here. And I do close my blinds for just privacy. They are flimsy and some of them are broke, but I do just close them at night, especially when I'm doing my alone time with God. I close it and so I can pray out there, and you know, getting dressed and stuff, I just keep the doors closed and the blinds closed. I would say overall, even being in a dorm by myself, I do feel really safe and secure. I'm not walking on my toes or looking at stuff, so I would say I do feel really safe on campus in my dorm. Budgeting and expenses. So it's different for every college, and every dorm does not cost the same. So I would say there is a price difference from living alone versus with others. It's significantly cheaper to live with 4 people than it is with 2, but definitely it's cheaper to live with 2, like one other person, than to live by yourself. So do what's best for your price budget. If you honestly cannot afford it and you want one, you can't do it. It's fine. But if you can afford it, or you want to put extra money towards it because you really want it, I would go for it. That's what I did. And I'm really glad that I did, because I quite literally today woke up at 11 and was blasting Colton Dixon this morning. And it's just really nice to have it. But I would check the price difference and make sure that's something you're comfortable paying for. And also, as far as expenses in your room, because it is just you are paying for everything yourself. We rotate paying, or we're going to pay half. So, like, if you need some dish soap, it is solely on you. Like I said, I'm super blessed that my family set me up really good before I left. My mom, my dad, and my aunt really helped out a lot. So I was blessed for that, and it has lasted me. I'm out of some things, but I'm going to go without them because I don't really need all of it. But just remember that all the expenses are covered by you. So that's my last topic. I'm gonna go over some funny stories that have happened to me in the dorm. So one thing I will say is that I locked myself out of my dorm, and because it's just you, there's no knock roommate, can you let me in, or hey, when are you coming back? I locked myself out. So I was laying in my bed, and my laundry, we have timers on them, and so the timer was done. So I was like, okay, let me look at my laundry. I wasn't thinking. I just mindlessly slipped on my shoes and walked straight out the door. I had no phone and no keys. Since I had no phone, if I didn't have my Apple Watch on, I would not be able to get back into the building. And it wasn't until I fully shut the door that I was like, I don't have my phone or my keys. And my keys were sitting, like my blinds are open, so my keys were sitting on the stand in front of the window. And I was just looking at them and I was like, oh my gosh. And so I knocked on my sweet mate's door, and I was thinking like I can go through her bathroom. Mind you, I keep the door locked for safety. So it didn't work. I was going to try to break that lock. But at some point I was like, Jalen, you cannot break the lock. So I went back out and was like, oh, it's locked. She was like, oh yeah, you can just go to the front desk, they'll let you back in. And I was like, thank you so much, because I don't know why I didn't think of that, but I was just freaking out because I was like, oh my gosh, how am I getting back in? And so I went downstairs, and thankfully I did have my watch on, which does have my Apple Pass on there, because I was able to give them my student ID because I didn't remember it off the top of my head. And they did let me back in, no charge, since it was my first time. And when I got back in, I was praising God and just laughing at myself, because there was just no way. I just wasn't thinking. So now I always make sure I have my keys. Every time I go out, I think about that moment, and I'm triple checking to make sure I have my keys in my phone, because that situation was just so funny. It wasn't as bad as it needed to be, but it was bad because I was freaking out. I've never done it before. And then another story is just being in here by myself. There's no one to check, make sure things are okay beside you. So I'm letting my sink run because I want to soak my dishes, and I'm making my bed, and I'm hearing the splatter noise because I let the sink run over and the water was running over the counter. And so the carpet's soaking wet. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm on the third floor, so I'm like, oh my gosh, is the person below me feeling this? So I'm turning on my fan and just letting it blow, and it eventually did dry out. But those are my funny dorm stories that make me laugh, because I was just like, I don't know what I was doing, what I was thinking, but I'm still okay. I still don't think those little moments, like, I laugh about them. They're not bad moments. Apparently they needed to happen, because now I'm more aware and cautious of what I'm doing. But I like living in my single dorm. I would 100% do it again, and I'm grateful that I had this chance to experience this. I'm going to leave you guys with 2 pieces of advice that I wish I would have known before staying in a single dorm. I would say I would 100% recommend this if this is really what you want. Just be prepared that you need to make social interactions happen yourself, so it doesn't have to be lonely. It really doesn't. Sometimes I will say I feel lonely. It's more, but if I do feel lonely, it's because I let myself stay up in here too much. Like yesterday, I didn't get to finish filming this video because I went and hung out with a friend. So you guys just need to make the interactions happen yourself, and you will be 100% okay. And one of my big tips is make it feel like a home, but make it functional. So design it the way you want. Whether you stay by yourself or with anyone, make your dorm something you would actually want to be in. Make it functional so that it serves every purpose you need it to serve, and don't stay in your room too much. Get out, explore campus, make friends, make time for other people, and go explore different events. You will be 100% okay, and I hope you guys are good on your college journey. Thank you guys so much for watching. If you stayed till the end, comment down below the bed emoji for our dorm rooms. I want to thank you guys so much for watching this college series. I appreciate all of you who have been supporting me by watching and leaving supporting comments on my videos. In the description box is on my social media platforms, so make sure you guys go check that out. I have discount codes for Bubble Skincare and Casely, so you guys use them because they are there for you. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye, guys.